One half of the glass. Hey, good evening, everyone. This is Buffalo Picker. This is my episode 24. And I am joined this evening by the Flipping Gals, which is Marina. Did I pronounce your name right?
That's correct, yes.
And Michelle. And also the Glass City Pickers. We have one other guest that is on the way. His name is Dennis. He's going to be doing a little talk about getting debt free. So tonight we're gonna be discussing a little bit about eBay, a little bit about Amazon. And do you all sell on Poshmark?
We do. Yes.
Okay,
we do.
so yeah, that's good. We haven't crossed over to Poshmark yet, but we definitely, maybe some questions in the chat about that. Right now we have in the community, and I don't know if y'all are familiar, the Flipping Gals. I don't know if y'all are familiar with our community, but we have a lot of resellers in our community. And right now, we got like show overload going on Fridays and Tuesday nights. I mean, like tonight, we have a few people doing auctions that are in the community. And we have other shows that are lined up like back to back to back in this community. So some of the people that normally support my show may not be here tonight. So, but with that being said, we're going to move forward with our show and hopefully, provide some good content for people that want to get in reselling or already into reselling. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and let the panel introduce yourselves.
Okay, so oh, did you want to go? Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, first of all, Buffalo Picker, thanks so much for having us here. We're very excited to get to know you better and get to know your other guests, Glass City Pickers, here soon. Right. My name is Marina.
And I'm Michelle.
And you may have seen our name pop up as a Flipping Gal. So we're on Instagram. We have we upload daily to our podcast, which is the Flipping Gals podcast, which is available on like Apple Podcast, Spotify Podcast. And we sell on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari. What am I missing?
Facebook, OfferUp, most platforms.
And a little bit of Amazon.
All right.
Okay. And Mercari. You missed Mercari.
That's what I was missing.
All right. So y'all are on Amazon as well?
We do a little bit of Amazon,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Y'all touching all the platforms. That's great. All right, Glass City, go ahead.
I'm Chris.
I'm Tanya. We're the Glass City Pickers. I'm a full-time nurse. I work at the VA and resell part-time. And we both do on eBay and Amazon.
Well, go ahead. I'm full-time. I don't have no job but eBay and Amazon. That's my job. That's what I focus on. I'm a stay-at-home pawpaw. So, this the Glass City Pickers in the flesh, straight out of the Buckeye State. That's where we
are.
Straight out the Buckeye State. Oh, baby. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so and everyone that's in the chat that don't know me, I am Buffalo Picker. I am also a part-time reseller on Amazon and eBay. I am a full-time federal employee and also retired military. And I am happy to have the Flipping Gals here tonight. We've been working on this for a couple of weeks, so I'm glad that we was able to get on the same schedule and have them here tonight. It seemed like they will have a lot of information to share because they are selling on multiple platforms. So the Glass City and myself, we haven't crossed over to Poshmark and a few other places that they mentioned. So once we get into the question and answer, we're going to go ahead and let them tell us a little bit more about themselves. So before we get into that, I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out to the people in the chat that showed up so far. And this thing moves so fast. I want to give a shout out to David Collier. Thank you for coming out. Maggie, your gift is on the way. Thank you for coming out. Nikki T, thank you all for the continuous weekly support. Zena, thank you for coming out. I think that's a new guest. Do y'all know Zena?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay, all right. So thank you for coming out. Big Texas Picker. I think he's doing a show or something going on with him as well. But thank you for coming out. Hot Mess Thrifter, thank you for coming out. She was a guest last week. Thank you for returning. Pittsburgh, appreciate you coming out and giving the support.
Steeler Nation.
Two Dudes Picking, thank you for coming out. Two Dudes Picking was actually on the show a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming out. So audience, we're gonna get to know the Flipping Gals. I got a few questions for them, and then they can pretty much tell us everything they want us to know about them and how they got into reselling. So I guess what we can start off with is the first question is how did you all come together and get into reselling?
Yeah, start.
Go for it.
Okay, so basically our intention to inspired by Gary Vee. I'm sure a lot of you guys know Gary Vee. So we purchased a home 2 years ago. And when we purchased the home, we didn't know that we need to build a backyard. The HOA mandated us to do it. And at that time, we didn't expect that. So we had to raise $14,000 to build the backyard. So during that time, we had no money. And, Gary Vee has this show called Trash Talk. And we're like, Marina's like, hey, why don't we try doing that? So we started doing it. And after a year, we paid off the backyard. And now it's become like a serious thing. So we're having a lot of fun.
Okay. That's good. So basically, which platform did you start off to help you make that money? And then what led you to kind of like branch out to the other platforms?
That's a good question. You were talking about the drum set?
Yeah. Okay. So the first thing that we bought and sold that got us hooked was a kid's drum set. So someone was selling it at a garage sale for $5. Michelle eyed it and she asked if we could get it for $4. They said, sure. We went home, took a picture in our garage with our cell phone, and we uploaded it on OfferUp. She just randomly priced it at $50 and it sold right away. Right. So after that, we're like, okay, that's going to go into our backyard fund. Like this is kind of cool.
So we started with OfferUp and then eBay, because I had an existing eBay account. And then from eBay, we branched out to Poshmark and Mercari. And then now it's Facebook.
But I got to say, Michelle and I, we had sold on eBay before, but it was like she used to sell her own items on eBay, right? Or her friends would ask her like, hey, you have an eBay account. Can you sell our designer purses for us and we'll give you a commission, right? So that's why she had an account. She knew how to use eBay. And when Michelle and I met, which was about 6 years ago, and we met online, she came into my apartment. And by the way, I'm a teacher.
Okay.
All right. And Michelle's in marketing full time. Right. And I have a bunch of books. And she said, what are you doing with those books? Why don't you sell them on eBay? And I said, okay, sure. Can you help me do it? So she spent like a whole day listing my books. And then they would sell here and there. And I would, I learned about how to ship stuff. I learned the hard way. We both did. And that was kind of it. And then it sat we never thought like we could make money out of it, like serious money. So, all right. So flash forward 2 years, 2 years from now, kind of 2 years ago. And I started to get into coding as just for fun on the side. Right. Well, I don't know if you guys are familiar with coding. It's super fun, but it takes a lot of your time and you have to be in front of the computer for hours on end. And so when I signed up for a coding boot camp around the holidays and I never saw Michelle. I would wake up at 6 a.m. I'd be in the office until midnight for weeks. Right. And Michelle was like, where are you? I never see you. So then we decided to pick up the garage selling thing as a hobby too. Yeah. And so we could spend some time together. So it was fun. We started making money here and there quickly. We didn't take it seriously. And yet we're able to, make over 14. I think we made over $20,000 our first year.
Mm-hmm. Wow. That's nice.
And we were not taking it seriously.
Right.
Watch out. Watch out when you do.
We
That's
were
good.
happy about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. So what's some of the you consider the best items that you have found since you've been in the resale business?
Yeah,
And-
so definitely I have a love for vintage items. So even if I don't know how much they're worth, I would still grab them.
Right.
Vintage cameras for sure. We really like vintage items because you can kind of they don't make them anymore. So people really value them, and you could really put a good price on it, a price tag on it. So vintage cameras. We've picked up some vintage newspapers that's actually worth money, and we'll talk about that shortly. That's a really good story. We've gotten VHS, DVD players. What else?
This is our best find. So we like to frequent estate sales. I don't know do you guys do that too?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. So you guys are selling like secondhand items as well?
Right. Hey, Marina, let me bring in the other guest right quick. He's sitting in the green room. Okay.
Cool.
All right. Hey, what's going on, Dennis?
Yo, Buffalo, what's going on, man? I hope all is
Everything's
well.
good. Everything's
Hi,
good,
everyone.
man. I'm glad you
Hi,
can make it.
Dennis.
Glad you can make it, brother. Yeah, so we getting to know the flipping gals, and once they finish, we're gonna definitely let people get to know about you and what you do, and kind of give your spiel so people can start following you and getting some of the services that you provide as well.
Okay, estate sale. Let's keep going.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions about anything, feel free to send us a direct message on Instagram.
Right.
Anything related to reselling, if you're stuck somewhere, because we really we're doing what you guys are doing. We want to share so you guys can do the same thing, right? We want to make sure you guys are able to make money because there's opportunity there, right? And
right.
The other reason we're doing this too is because we want to recycle a lot of the product, a lot of things that people throw in the trash. Like we don't want stuff to end up in the what do you call it?
The ocean,
the junkyard, the ocean, or whatever,
Right.
unnecessarily.
So you're talking about estate sale?
Yeah. So one of our better finds, right? So vintage items. I went to an estate sale, and I mentioned earlier I'm a teacher. I'm attracted to stationery, like by default. So I went to this estate sale, and I got some really cool items like 90s, football jerseys and a really cool Lakers,
jacket,
vintage jacket. Right. I got all the good items. Right. But on my way out in the garage, I saw a bunch of stationery. So I went there and I have to look through everything. And I picked up some things, and Michelle probably thinks they're not as valuable as I think they're valuable. And I left, and I saw this yellow envelope. It's like an 8x11 yellow envelope, and I look inside, and I discovered about 12. I think it was 12 original Kodak print NASA photos from 1969.
Wow.
Are you guys familiar with man's first walk on the moon?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Right, the anniversary. Yeah. So we found some of those original photos there in mint condition. And I don't know. Do you guys know about the history of those photos? Are you familiar with that?
No.
Okay. Really cool. In case you guys run across these, so they're very interesting because in 1969. NASA was selling these pictures printed on original Kodak film. On the back of the picture, it's going to say Kodak. Some of them say Kodak and NASA, right? And they're not all the packets were the same. And they went on the moon and took thousands of pictures. Like that's what they were doing most of the time when they were there. We're just snapping shots. So anyway, so we found a packet of 12. We came home, listed it on eBay for like $200. We had someone immediately buy it. We did, and then we're like, wait a minute,
12 photos for 200, maybe. No, let's cancel that sale. So we canceled.
I know,
it.
we're horrible. We're horrible sellers. We canceled the order. And we're
That
like,
was on eBay.
yeah, on
Yeah.
eBay.
Oh, okay.
That's a big no-no, by the way, guys. Don't
Oh
do that.
yeah.
Yeah, we know that.
I had to learn the hard way.
And then we listed one photo for $200, not 12. Got sold right away. And we're like, wait a minute, these photos are probably worth money. And so Marina did some more research, and they're probably worth around like between 500 to
Over 1,000.
over 1,000
For one picture.
Per picture.
Yeah.
What did you pay for them at the estate sale? Can I ask?
Oh, yeah.
Pennies.
10 cents?
Not even. They were like, oh, stationery. Here you go. We'll throw that in there.
Beautiful.
The
That was
irony, right?
great find.
Yes,
I wanna mention real quickly that Sweet Texas Finds, she's in the chat and they doing a show at 9 Central Time tonight. So if you all have a chance, go in and check and support her show as well. Her and I think it's Big Texas Picker, if I'm not mistaken. And you can put the correction if I'm wrong, Sweet Texas Fine, in the chat so I can make sure I give out the right information. Okay, I'm sorry about that.
Oh no, that's great. So she said, Sweet Texas Finds said you must have a very analytical brain. Coding is hard, at least for me. Oh, so she also codes? That's cool.
Yeah, my son do a little bit of that too. They teaching it in his school.
That is so cool. It's a really fantastic skill to have these days.
Especially now, yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So if you guys want to see more on that, we have a couple articles that we made on Medium. I don't know if you guys follow Medium. They're it's like a blog article place, and we do have top selling. I think it was the top 10 selling items that we had last year that profited us a good amount of money. And it's there's a description. You can see what they look like in there. So
far we've sold 3 photos. By the way, we sell on Etsy too. So Etsy has been popping for us. Etsy is hot.
Right.
Yeah.
Highly recommended. We sold 3 photos so far. We've got 9 left.
Yeah, that's great, man. That's great. We want to branch out. Amazon.
Your backyard's going to be the best one on the block.
They already finished it.
Yeah, we definitely want to branch out to some of those other platforms, but I'm telling you, Amazon, I mean, if you a heavy seller on Amazon, it can really drain a lot of your time in reselling. So we know the opportunities are there because we talk to so many resellers about these other platforms that you all own, but we just haven't had the time to get our hands around what we currently doing to kind of branch out to these other platforms to make the sales. Now I know Glass City Pickers, they are doing Amazon, eBay like myself, but they also selling on Facebook Marketplace. But I just don't have the time to get there yet for what I'm doing. So let's before we get any further, we want to bring Dennis in and let him explain to the people what he do when it comes to debt repairing. And I'm gonna go ahead and give the room another shout out because we have more people have came in since the last shout out. I'm gonna give a shout out to Devil Dog, Ricky Murphy. If you want to know anything about liquidations and buying liquidations, this guy is the guy. He knows a lot. He's pretty much, I'm going to say he's kind of mentoring me for that next level move. But this guy has plenty information about liquidations. If that's a move that you all want to do in the future, flipping gas, move over into liquidation. This guy is definitely a resource to reach out to.
Real deal Holyfield.
Exactly. Kids, deals, and more. Thank you for coming out. Aaron, thank you for coming out. Swamp Picker was a guest on the show last week. Thank you for coming out, Swamp Picker, supporting the show on a weekly basis. Sweet Texas Fine, as I mentioned, she doing a show at 9 Central. Donna Mays, she was a guest on the show a couple weeks ago. Thank you for coming out, Donna. Jennifer Hayes, and I mentioned this last week. I just can't give her enough credit for what she do for my channel.
For sure.
She moderate my channels all the time. effortless. I mean, I can't
Thank
keep
you,
up with the
smoke.
chat room, and I'm glad she stepped in and started helping out. So let's get into Dennis. Dennis, go ahead and introduce yourself to the chat room and basically tell people a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Yeah, definitely, Buffalo. Thank you, man. And I must say thank you to the same lady who was talking about, Jennifer Hayes. I mean, I see her posting
Yeah,
my things, and I'm like, oh snap, thank you.
yeah, she's
No,
real deal,
definitely.
real deal.
Thanks a lot for having me on the show, man. So,
Yes, sir.
for those who don't know me, my name is Dennis Woodbine, and if you want, you can search me any platform. Well, I'm only on 3 platforms: YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Yeah, Twitter. So you can search Dennis Woodbine on there and Dennis Woodbine Debt Free, and I'll just pop up right away. But I think for me, my journey really started last year when I really just sat down and admitted to myself that, man, I'm in debt. And that was the first leg of the journey that I tell anybody: you can't go debt free until you finally admit to yourself that you have bad debt. And there's a difference between bad and good debt, which I explained on my channel, also my YouTube channel. But until you can admit to yourself that you're fully in bad debt, there's no way you're gonna get out of debt. And so for me, I started my journey in 2019, and I just said, you know what, I have to get myself out of debt because I'm heavy on investing. I love investing. I love trying to create a future for my family. And I said, the only way to do that is for me to get out of debt. And at that point in time, I had $85,000 in debt, which is student loans, credit cards. My student loan was a big chunk of it. I think it was like maybe $50,000 right there. And, my credit, a few credit card stuff going on. And for me, I was doing like what you guys are doing, reselling and everything. I still do it also. It's just like with COVID now, I'm not as, into it as everyone else. I have my kids here and I have a lot of other contracts that I'm working on, and I'll tell you more about that in a minute. But, to elaborate more on the debt-free journey is, I told myself I'm going to be out of debt-free. And one thing I did is I sat down, and the first thing is I created a plan. And so I try to help others to create a plan for themselves also. And so, right now I try to help maybe like 2 or 3 people every month for free. I'm not going to charge anybody unless it gets to that point. But my help is mostly just advice, walking people along the debt-free journey and kind of trying to be that motivational support to them. And so with my journey, I set a plan up, and my plan was within 12 to 13 months, I wanted to get rid of $85,000 in debt. Now, that's a really long Hail Mary right there to say, 12 months, $85,000. I had friends, not even friends, I had people, acquaintances looking at me saying, dude, you know how much money you can do it, how much things you can do at $85,000 in 1 year? Like, why are you trying to pay off all of that? Why not just go bankrupt or this or that? And for me, it was kind of like copping out to think about any other route than just paying off the debt. And I tell people that it's a personal journey. Your debt-free journey has to be a personal journey. You can't look at somebody else and say, well, I want to do what they're doing, or I'm going to follow this person's method. It has to be something personal. And for me, I tell people that I set my journey up personal. So I'm on a debt-free journey, but I'm not, neglecting my human needs. Before COVID, I still wanted to go out and hang out with my friends. I still want to have fun. So, I tell people what I do is I take a stipend. I take 5% of my monthly income as a stipend. And even though I'm on a debt-free journey, that stipend is what I use to go out and still have fun. I'm not going to neglect human needs. I don't neglect the kids. The kids still get money towards their kids' fund.
Right.
We buy toys for them. They go to their classes with their kids' fund. Wifey gets her stipend also. It's a debt-free journey, but again, it's a personalized debt-free journey. And I try to stress that a lot to people. It's personalized. So far, and one thing I wanted to show everyone too is, on my debt-free journey, I created what's called the debt paydown poll. And so on the debt paydown poll, if you see never again right here, this just reminds me every day that, I'm never going to get into bad debt again. But the debt paydown poll basically tracks how much money you owe and how much you're paying down. And I can't find the other pieces that I cut off earlier. But prior to this, each piece was the length of this yellow piece right here. So the red piece was probably up here. Every time I pay off, I chop it off. And for me, I'm a very visual person. So this was a very visual indicator to say, hey, this is how far I am in my journey right now. And after this month, I should be hitting the yellow. So, I mean, I don't know about anybody else who's on their debt-free journey, but when I see that I'm in the yellow, I'm excited. Now I know I'm hitting somewhere. So, you know, so far in this year, I've paid off roughly close to about $30,000 since the beginning of the year. You know, with COVID, the government gave us the student loan, no interest until September 30th. Spoke about that on my channel. And for me, I really utilized that. I said, you know what? I'm going to knock out all my student loans before September 30th or as much as I can. And then, you know, I use some other tips and tricks that I talk about on my YouTube channel. Like, for instance, applying for a 0 interest credit card for 18 months and then moving all the debt and just moving around your debt so that you're going on your debt-free journey interest-free. You know, I think I saved probably $3,000 moving around my money to 0% interest cards so that I'm not paying any interest on them. And then, you know, right now, as it's going, I think when I did the running the numbers and everything, my estimated date moved up to about February of next year. So by February of next year, I should be debt free. You know, I don't owe anybody any money, you know, and again, personalized. I still have my debt for my house, but for me, debt free means, you know, getting out of all the other debt except my house. And again, it's personalized. Some people might want to be debt free, clearing out all the debt such as their house, but personally, I don't care about the house debt. It's just another bill to me. That's how I see it. One day I'll pay it off. One day it might be turned into an investment home. Again, you know, I didn't see the need to do it right now. Right. But, you know, that's my journey. That's where I'm on. And one of the major things about my journey is that, you know, it's by any means necessary. Pay off your debt by any means necessary. So like you guys, you know, I'm still doing my online selling. You know, I just put up my car on Hire Car. I have a third car in my garage. I put that on Hire Car. That's being rented. I'm hoping to get about $600 a month for that. And, you know, right now we also have a second car because of COVID. We might put that second car on Turo and rent it out for, you know, people visiting the area. I don't know as yet, but, you know, that's just one of the goals. And from there, after my debt-free journey is completed on YouTube, I try to tell people my journey is not completed because then it's about being financially free. You know, so once I complete debt freedom, I'm going to move over to financial freedom, and everything that I'm doing, people are going to see how I'm making money, what I'm doing to make money step by step. I'm not going to hide anything. If you follow the channel, I'm going to show you how I rented out my car on Hire Car, how I rented out my car on Turo, you know, what I'm doing to get my first Airbnb property to rent. So these are just things that I'm going through the process of and trying to just enlighten people how they can get there and what they need to do. And, you know, I'll give anybody advice if they DM me. I'll give them advice, motivation. You know, I have a Google number that I give out to people to text me if they need on-demand talk to, you know. But, you know, as time goes by, I probably charge for my time. But, you know, now, yeah, so that's me, man. That's my journey. And, you know, my goal is to just influence people to become debt-free and get rid of their bad debt.
Right. So you got tools as well that you use in you got things that you can provide to people as well to help them along the way, right?
Yeah. So if you check out my YouTube channel, I do talk a lot about the different things that I use. So one of the main tools that I use on my journey and to help me know where I am and to help me know which debt to pay off next is the Vertex 42 calculator. Now you can go to www.vertex42.com. I'm in no means affiliated with them, but I like their product.
You need to put it on. You need to get affiliated. Put it on your YouTube channel, man.
But the thing is, it's a free product to download, and it's a really intricate product, but it's easy to use because they have everything in the background. What you see on the front as the user interface is real easy. It's an Excel spreadsheet. You can download it to your Google Drive if you are scared that there's some kind of virus on there. You know, you can download it to your Google Drive and access it from the web, or you can download it to your computer. I personally download it to my computer because the Excel version on the computer works much better. And you plug in your numbers, you know, you get 10 slots for free. If you want to add more debt accounts there, you got to pay for the version, which is like $10, I think. And it gives you as many slots that you want to fill in. I use the 10 slots to do my debt freedom. And you put the numbers in there and you basically decide, okay, do you want to go the avalanche method or the snowball method. And the difference is that, the snowball is, you're paying the smallest debt first. You don't care about interest. You're just trying to pay off the smallest debt. And that's just kind of build motivation, okay, I knocked out one. Or you can choose the method which I choose, which is the avalanche method. Now, this method, you'll save on interest on that method, which I did. And, you're paying off based on the interest. Lowest interest first. You don't care about the size of the loan. As long as the interest is the biggest, you're paying that one off first. So it helps you to switch between them, to toggle and see, okay, does snowball work best for me? Does avalanche work best for me? And then it has a thing at the bottom and it tells you, here's the debt you need to pay next. So it goes through and tell you which one you got to pay next, and it keeps going. And so for me, that was a really useful tool. I also go over my budget in a few of my videos. So, you'll see how I budget for my debt. I put up my Excel sheet. I have never provided my Excel sheet before, but hey, I'll definitely provide it on Google after this, so, and then, yeah, those are some of the tools that I use, but I mainly tell people that, one of the first things you got to do in the debt-free journey after you figure out that you're in debt and you have bad debt and you admit it to yourself, is now to figure out how to sell everything in your house. Because I think I went through my house and I found so many things. I sold so many things in my house, and it's a bunch of things that you don't want. You never used in the last 2 years, so get rid of it. You're never going to use it again. So, right. But I go through a bunch of steps on the YouTube channel that I'm probably not going to get to going on here, because we got a limited time. But if they want, they can check out my YouTube channel, Dennis Woodbine, and I go through my different steps. Again, I'm very open. I highlight everything. Any questions, I'll answer it. Yeah.
Right. That's good, man. I mean, not to, get personal.
No, that's questions, man.
Not you.
Oh.
I'm just saying to the audience, including myself, because I have went out there and checked out your information, because I think the ideal of everybody want to be debt free. So, I mean, if you need help or you need information, we got the guy right here on the show that can help you out. I mean, he got a lot of knowledge in the debt free business. So go check out his YouTube channel. If you got any questions for him tonight, make sure you post it in the chat. We can probably answer those up front and personal. If you got any questions about Poshmark, any of the other platforms, we have the Flipping Gals here that seem like they sell on all the platforms. So if you got any questions, I mean, make sure you put it in the chat and ask your questions. I want to give a shout out to Lanshaw Picker Triple OG Triple G. Thank you for coming out. I want to give a shout out to Flipping Particles for AD. Appreciate you coming out supporting the show. I don't know if I missed anybody else here in this chat, but if I did, Jennifer, let me know so I can give them a shout out. So the talking point, we got so much information here tonight, and I'm definitely grateful to have you all on my show, because Dennis, I knew you was going to bring some information that people need to hear about, how to get debt free, what things that you can use, and how you basically attacking your debt, your personal debt. And then the other surprise to the show is I didn't know. I tried to do a little research on the Flipping Gals, but I didn't know that they were selling on all of these multiple platforms. I mean, but that's good information, because it's people that want to, branch over to these different platforms and don't know how, or just don't have the information. So people in the chat, make sure you put those questions out if you have any about the different platforms. And Flipping Gals, can you all just briefly go back over the platforms that you sell on?
Yep. eBay, Etsy, Mercari, OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, Poshmark.
Yeah, and we do some Amazon as well.
Some on Grailed. Yeah.
We've sold on, what is it called? Not ThreadUp.
Tradesy.
There we go.
Okay. All right. Great. Have y'all heard of ThreadUp?
We've heard of it, but we haven't gone there yet.
Right. I mean, y'all got enough, man. I mean, that's a lot.
Get on all of them. Get on all of them. Get that money.
Exactly. If you can sell on all of them, sell on all of them. I mean, it's plenty of money out there for everybody. So the talking point we have for tonight, and I mean, we can, try to get into this as much as we can, or we can just keep it going with the flow we have, because like I said, y'all have a lot of information, and I'm pretty sure, some of these things out here, the questions may not be posed in the chat, but if you feel like it's something that you need to tell the audience, feel free to speak about it. I mean, the flow is open, but the talking point we have tonight, and we always try to have a talking point to keep the flow of the show going, is how will you deal with the new Amazon Performance Index of 500, and how will it, do you think it'll affect you during the Q4? So if anybody got any input on that, if you know about it, you can speak on it. If you're not familiar with it, then I'll just close it out and I'll talk about it to close it out. So Glass City, y'all want to start off with y'all opinion on this new 500 IPI for Amazon. You can go ahead and because it's definitely a continuation of the talking point that we had on you all show on Tuesday night.
Well, I'm gonna say this. Hello, everybody. We're the Glass City Pickers. We ain't talked in a while, so I just wanted to reintroduce ourselves. How y'all doing? Hey, everybody, thank y'all for coming out and hang out with us on the Buffalo Picker Show. We really appreciate y'all coming out, and y'all are very insightful on everything y'all just gave out. And you two young gals, y'all keep on pumping that weight. That's what I say. Keep getting it how you live. And young David, get down to the get down. Make sure you make your goal and hope you get debt free quicker than you want to. I believe that. So what I say about that Buffalo Picker, man, like I said, we had this conversation on our show Tuesday night. They came out with another email, and now they're giving us a time limit now.
Yeah, August the 16th.
Right.
Yeah.
Before the time limit, they were just basically shutting it out. You know what I'm saying? Again, with inventory being able to ship. And also, since we weren't able to ship in inventory, we were selling from the house merchant fulfilled, and the stuff we already had there, our performance was going down because we couldn't.
They don't count merchant fulfilled,
right? And we couldn't send anything in.
If they counted merchant fulfilled, we'd be in the thousands.
Yeah, we'll be 1,000 right now. But by them not counting
IPI.
that on the IPI side, but by them not counting that, they want to try to attack our performance. But then we found out some things that we seen that we could. It's a quick fix. Put it like that. But just my only argument with that is I just wish that, and it's not my business, it's Jeff's business, so it's none of my business. That means Jeff Bezos.
So I just wish that they would count the merchant fulfilled towards your performance, because our performance was through the roof from March to May, like it's never been before. And if they would have counted that performance, then we wouldn't even be discussing this right now, because we'd be like, what do you mean 500? We're at 5,000. You know what I mean?
Well, at least not just, even if they didn't, because of the situation, put it like that, because of the pandemic, I feel there should have been some leeway somewhere. They say they were giving us leeway, but they really
And
weren't.
storage fees and things like
storage fees and all them type of things, but they weren't.
And then we couldn't send anything in.
Right. So that's where it hit. But now I feel like, okay, that's just something that's going to make us hustle harder now. It's going to make us hustle harder, keep hustling smarter. So is it different? Yeah, because it came out of nowhere. But also, I understand it's not my business. It's just my business. And I'm being invited to this business. So as we look at it like, we just going to do what we got to do. We're not going to sweat the technique. We kind of pissed off a little bit, but we're going to push them numbers back up before the time cutoff is. And then we're going to keep it pushing, because we know how to get that money, and we're going to get that money some more. So I'm happy. And David, I'm glad we're not in debt. But if we ever get in debt, we sure enough be reaching out to you. I promise you that.
Hey, you'll have to make an appointment by that time.
Okay. I just hope
Dennis be big. It's Dennis.
I just hope
I hope
you
you never get in debt, man. I mean, it seems like y'all are doing a lot of good things over there, man.
just blessed. Balling on blessings, as I say. That's all I can say. We balling on blessings.
So
That's
anybody else got any comment on the IPI for Amazon? Is it affecting you all flipping gas? Because I know y'all say y'all sell a little
Yeah.
bit.
So like with Amazon, I'm the one that's mostly behind Amazon. We kind of we
Divide and conquer.
yeah, we divide it, yeah. So and I haven't really paid attention to it lately because I've been helping Michelle out. But my question is, if there's a new interested person, are they not going to be able to sell because their IPS is going to be low, right? When they first start.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that what's going on?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
That's horrible.
Do you sell FBA or do you do merchant fulfilled?
So we mostly do books and we're 100% FBA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Well,
a quick
Books, they might consider that essential, so you'll be able to keep sending them
They
in.
might.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If you
But you
guys
gotta-
want to maybe get that IPI up quickly, that might be one way you could do it with the books because it is college season right now. It's summer school's going.
Right.
College season is August, September. So that might be, hit the books and get
We
that
played,
IPI
we
up.
played in the books for a while, and we looked at the books as a little bit of something that it did help us at one point in time, I believe. But we also looked at the books as how you want to put it, something we was going to put on pause for right now, because we look at it like this. I believe our numbers are going to go right back up, because as long as we keep doing what we're doing right now, the numbers going to flow. But I'm just kind of, just like I said, with that just happening to you all of a sudden, and then after they smack you with it, then they turn around and tell you, well, you have this grace period right here, so you just better hurry up and do what you need to do.
Because you literally have 2 weeks and 2 days.
Right. That's what they're basically saying, but they giving you a little bit more time than that. But it just, it just was something weird that they gave you. But I'm not mad at it. It's his business, and I'm gonna make it do what it do. Like Glass City Pickers, hustlers. So we know how to get in where we fit in at. So
Again, I just wish they would count the merchant fulfilled.
we'll be bumping. Don't worry. But yeah, books. We used to like selling books. What was that little gadget we used to use when we sold books?
Scanner.
Scout.
Oh, Scout
Scout
IQ.
IQ.
Yeah, Scott IQ, yeah.
Yeah. So it was fun doing little books here and there. I didn't mind it, but we got to thinking when they stopped moving like they was moving and started costing us a little storage fees. Come on, books, time to come, or go ahead and burn them up, y'all. Y'all can have them instead of us having to pay for them. So
Right. I mean, I agree with the flipping gas about, trying to get into your books and selling books and we've been down that road, Glass City Pickerson and myself. And like you said, if you don't be careful with those books, they will pop you on the storage fees. It's like sometimes you can get the Scout IQ and it give you the good numbers. And some of those books I can say for myself personally, Scout IQ give me good numbers on those books, and I would send those books in, but just because it gives you good numbers doesn't guarantee that they're gonna move. Right. And I kind of got popped one time where I got relaxed and I had so many books sitting there, and the next thing you know, I was popping out $300+ in storage fees on those books. So, to me, I'm not trying to lose any money in a resale game. So that just alerted me to bring all those books back home. And I actually ended up selling a few of them on eBay, and the rest of them I just donated them to Goodwill and got the donation slip and basically did a write-off on my taxes with them. So
I guess we could try merchant fulfilled. That might be an idea instead of sending them in.
Well, you can do that too. I mean, but what you have to keep in mind, and I know what y'all working with, but you just have to keep in mind is that, do you have the space for them? Depending on how many books you got. If you got a few books, I mean, you good to go. You can just store them in a box, and When somebody order them, you ship them. I mean, that's a good way to look at it as well. But I just didn't want to do that because I think at that time I was spoiled with FBA, and due to this pandemic, kind of got me to refocus and look at reselling another way on Amazon. So that would cross me over into FBM. But I still don't think, even if I do FBM, I don't really 100% think I want to go out and do the labor to find the books, keep them here, and then ship them off when somebody want to buy them.
I think that I think though that educational books, college books, school books, things like that, probably go for more and do better than. I could be wrong. I'm going to say novels.
Yeah, you got to be careful with those collegiate books, man, because a lot of those books they can put a what they call it. I can't even think of the name because I hadn't dealt with books in almost 2 years. Do y'all know what I'm talking about?
Like a restriction or something?
Restriction, that's right.
Yeah, exactly. Because sometimes the company can shut that book down. So you gotta kind of be careful with those books. I mean, I did have a few of those books in my collection, and matter of fact, it was one of them was the book where you can learn different languages. It could teach you different languages quick. And that book was selling well, but then I was told, hey, you can't sell this book. You're going to have to take it out of your inventory. I had to bring it back home. That book was selling like $100 and some bucks a pop, Right. So you just have to be careful. I mean, books is, I definitely agree. Books can bring you up. I spoke about that on one of my videos about, that's how Jeff Bezos got started with books. So if you want to jump in this Amazon game, go jump on the books. You can make it definitely can bring up your performance. And I can say, Flipping Gas, the time that I was selling books, I got ungated in a lot of items, just off of my performance, because those books were selling. I sold more books than I lost on, but I can say some of my profit got ate up when I got popped with those storage fees that I wasn't paying attention to. But to talk about this 500 IPI, I am upset.
Devil Dog said. Put up what Devil Dog said. One thing I've learned with books: the dumber the subject and the name, the better it sells.
No doubt. Yeah, I'll pop that up.
You don't need to scan anymore, I guess.
D from Flipping Popular said the books sell a lot slower on FBM. So
even with seller fulfilled Prime. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think
I'm staying away from those. I'm just thinking that was
kind of jump out there, but I can say the IPI for is what I understood with it is I think that Amazon is using this as a way to separate people, because if you and I associate this with I mean, you can go and fact check me on this if you want. I associate this with the documentary that I watched, was the Amazon Empire. If you watch that documentary, you can pretty much understand what Amazon is doing with this 500 IPI. You can hear like some of the workers for Amazon would talk about the performance margins was set, and once they meet those performance margins, Amazon would come in the next week and increase them. So if you meet, hypothetically, it was your job to put out 1,000 boxes in that week, and you meet it, then the next week it'll be 1,100. So with this 500 score, everybody knew as a reseller is that you wanted to be 400 and up. At 400 and up that you're gonna have unlimited space, and that you wasn't gonna get charged any extra for postage. Now you are in a position, because once they dropped you, moved it up to 500, you automatic in the red at 400.
Yes.
So you may have the unlimited space, but Amazon is still gonna get some of your money when you ship. So you got to pay attention to that. When you get in the red, three things happen to your account. And if you're not familiar with that, you can go to your dashboard and eventually check it out. you know, your postage is going to change, your storage is going to change, and the price that they charge for your item to be shipped out to the customer is going to change. So you got to pay attention to that to try to work your way out of red. Like Glass City Picker saying, I look at it as a challenge. You know, I don't agree with it, but I'm going to do everything in my power to push back and get it up to 500. And I think right now what's holding me back is the fact that I wasn't shipping items in to Amazon during the pandemic. I was doing mainly FBM, so my inventory is super low, but within the last 3 weeks, I probably have pushed close to 900 items to Amazon. Now, where the disconnect is, they are just sitting on my items. Only a few of them getting listed. But I figure by, you know, August, that deadline period, you know, I should have some significant increase with those items being finally listed and, you know, start to sell it. So that's the way I just look at it. I don't agree with it, you know, but what you're going to do is their platform, you know, so you got to play by their rules. But at the same time, I look at it as a challenge, and I'm going to try to push as many items as I can to Amazon in this short period of time.
Well, Buffalo, I'm just going to say this off of that, and we can close this unless anybody else got something to say. Well,
I don't understand.
They put all our stuff that we just sent out last week, Monday.
It's all listed.
It's all listed.
Right.
It's been selling all
Except
day.
for one box is going to Washington, the state of Washington.
Right. It's been selling all day. So we got, you know, how we got the rest of the game room that we thought we was going to send that day, you know, that week.
Right.
Now we can send everything we got in the game room.
Okay.
Now, so
I just don't understand though how yours is not even on there yet. We just sent it Monday.
Right.
It's shown as received, but you know, when you get into the dashboard, the shipping plan now, it will show you like what's the transaction on your item.
Yeah.
And so what happened was they had me to ship all my items to the hub, and from the hub they turned around and shipped it to other fulfillment centers. So that's what slowed it down. So I mean, and it's a lot, man, because I mean, y'all remember that one item I sent was like it was 400 and something pieces.
Right.
They only listed 120 of those items so far, and that was back at late June.
Yeah, that was when they first let us back send.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I just really quick, I'm hoping our hub is like less than a mile down the road, because we had a mall here that was like, it was a big deal mall when we were little kids, and it's been an empty space for like, 15, 20 years. Amazon bought it. And they've already got, I mean, these people are moving. They've already got the walls up, everything on this building. And literally it's probably a mile down the road from us.
That's the second one, not too far.
Oh, yeah. There's one in Rossford. You're right.
Yeah, that's the second one. One is already up and running right now. The one down the street.
Well, we just drove by tonight. That's why I was thinking about it.
The crazy thing about it is I'm in Atlanta and we have probably.
We won't. I'm sure we won't send a thing there.
I have never sent anything to those fulfillment centers since I've been selling on Amazon.
Right.
You know, it's crazy. Yeah, I mean, but you know, I mean, I guess it's a method to the madness.
Like we always say, Buffalo, we happy that they letting us do what we do. We appreciate what they letting us do what we do. So go ahead, Mr. Basil. Keep doing your thing, because we're going to keep doing ours. I promise you that.
Right.
Because I like them checks. I don't know if nobody else like them, but I love my check every 2 weeks. Come on in.
I want to see the Flippin' Gals backyard.
Yeah, you want to see
that. Yeah. We have pictures on Instagram if you want to try to find them. We have before and after pictures.
I just think that's freaking awesome that you did it in a year, not knowing you were going to have
to. Worked out really well.
That's what motivates to a person.
I had a question for someone.
I'm sorry. That's items, David. I got close to 900 items that I shipped since the late June.
Yeah.
But I had a question for everybody. everybody on here is hustling. You know, you guys are making your money primarily, or some of you primarily on, you know, Amazon, eBay, etc. Does anybody have kids?
We have kids and grandkids.
So, I mean, are you guys paying them to help you out?
Oh no, they're grown. I'm not paying them a damn thing.
Yeah,
No, he doesn't help us out.
Are any of your kids between the age of 10 and 18?
Yeah, Dennis, I know exactly where you're going, and I'm not gonna steal your thunder. But my CPA pretty much put me on to that, and my son, once we get the paperwork straight, my son is gonna be working for me.
Yeah, so I mean, that's one of the things I like to tell people. You know, I mean, I know a lot of you guys are doing this stuff, and one of the main things I tell people, because I have my own company also. You know, I do a lot of IT contracting. That's my primary mode of income, which is, you know, programming and development stuff. But so, you know, I tell a lot of people, you know, give them a little bit of financial help in there. And first step is always, you know, get your CPA. Definitely, no matter what you guys do in your flipping game, get a CPA. I mean, I probably earned, I don't know, a little bit of money last year, but, you know, the company earned a lot of money, you know. Right. And then for me, you know, I like to tell people, hey, if your kid even sweeps your house, you know, if they're sweeping your office, that's your company, you know, pay them $10,000 a year to sweep your office. But the main thing is, you know, like your CPA probably told you, your company now no longer earns $10,000, and then you take that money that your kid earns and shove it in a 401k or an IRA, and your kid doesn't pay any taxes on that money, you know. So all of that is like a lot of savings. And I don't know if you talk about to tell your people on the channel, Buffalo, but I figured I would just talk about some of those things.
Oh yeah.
That's fine. We have a 4-year-old grandson.
I try to give out all the tips that my CPA gave me, but that was one of the tips. I mean, as soon as you brought it up, it just flashed in my head that I know where he's going with that, because that right there is a great tip, man.
Yeah, so I mean, I tell people, you know, if you're running your own company, that's one of the things too. And, you know, even so, I don't know about you guys, I mean, but, you know, do you guys use any certain kind of software to track your income or anything like that?
I do.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, you know, and for me, one of the things I do too is I shove $52,000 every single year into my 401k. I mean, you know, from my company, of course, you know, anybody else, you guys all have your own companies, you know, that's $52,000 again, that doesn't have to pay taxes on until I pull it out. But you guys' company don't have to show that on your tax returns. I mean, you know, a lot of money being saved right there. I think this year I got a good amount on my tax return. But somebody would look at my income and wonder, well, how did you do that? And again, hire your accountant, man. $350 goes a far way when you hire an accountant.
Hey, let me ask you this, Dennis, while we're on that subject, because this is a question I did pose to my CPA, is once I pay my son, just say hypothetically, I pay him $20,000 for the year, and I put that money in a savings or, you know, IRA. I know that it's one type of savings you can put that money in, that when he turned 18, he can pull that money out without being penalized.
I know what you're talking about. It's on the tip of my tongue right now. I can't think of it. You know, I don't think you're talking. Yeah, I can't think of it right off the top of my head right now. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I think it's either 18 or 21. He can pull it out without penalty.
And you're no longer, once he touches 18, you can no longer mess with the money as a parent. I know what you're talking about. You have no control over it once he turns 18. I was just looking into that the other day for my kids, you know. So I definitely know what you're talking about.
This guy turned 18. I can take him, buy him a new car, give him a little money, and then I can get some of mine back, you know.
Yes, sir.
Now, the one thing I'll tell you is that I want your viewers to know, you said something key a while ago. You said pay him $20-something thousand. The key thing I want your viewers to know is that the max that your son won't pay taxes on is that $12,000 limit. And again, go talk to your CPA. You know, I'm no CPA. I'm no licensed person. I want to let everybody know that. But
I thought it was 10.
Yeah, I thought it was
I thought it was
It's 10. Yeah, it's 10 or 12. One of them, 10 is what I would say. You flash in the IRS. You're not trying to let them come after you. I think the limit, everybody can double check. But 10 is that safe limit right there. No one's gonna come after you, nothing. Because hypothetically, okay, you don't want to pay the 12-year-old or the 10-year-old $12,000. What is it? So, but no, yeah. But anything after that amount, they're gonna get taxed on, and they have to report, to get taxed on.
Big time.
Okay.
David had a question.
Who that?
David has a question, but I don't. It says, does Amazon count the items or SKUs? Because I'm sending a lot of items, but not a lot of SKUs.
Yeah, they count your items. Yeah, when you go in there, they count your items. When they're gonna tell you got 100. Just hypothetically, if you send 200 items, they're gonna tell you that they had 150 listed, checked in, and then you got 50 that they still working on. So they count your items. They're not. It's no way they can count.
You can put in your own SKU. I don't always put anything in there. Sometimes I put nothing.
Yeah, they count your items, man.
I just know that this bundle we finna have going in there, I said Fenta about to are going to have go in there soon, ASAP, no BS. Because like I said,
that's school teachers.
Yeah. Hey, Miss School Teacher, don't mess with my broken lingo right now. I'm on the road. Don't mess with it. I got my own English teacher sitting right here next to me. So please let me just vibe like I'm vibing. But no, all seriousness, I just feel like I know when that came to us, though, Buffalo, we can clean this up now. But when that came, it was I'm gonna say it was a left hook because it wasn't a right cross. It was a left hook. And we stumbled for a minute, had to double take and say, oh, y'all on some BS. But we got y'all. We gonna go ahead and adjust.
Yeah.
We didn't adjust it with Amazon since we've been working with them. Yeah. So we're gonna adjust to this. We're gonna make it do what it do. eBay still jumping for us. What's the one we just did?
You gotta look at it like this, Chris.
Yeah.
Is Amazon is evolving, right?
Yes, sir.
They want you to evolve with them.
Yes, sir.
Either you're gonna get on the train and ride, or you're gonna stay at the station.
Yes, sir.
So if hustling is at your nature, to hustle, then you're gonna hustle.
Yes, sir.
I mean, because it's not like it's something you can't obtain. Right. I mean, you can attain it, but you just gotta hustle a little harder.
Yeah, but but Buffalo, ever since we've been doing this, that's always been our drive. No matter what happens, no matter sickness, man, listen, y'all don't even know what kind of day I had today. But for me, the show must go on.
Hey, let me tell y'all something, Flipping Gas and Dennis. This guy right here has been out sourcing with an IV connected to him. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Now that is hustling hard right now.
We went to Indiana. We got a 4-door truck, and we went to Indiana. I'm like, I can get that pole in the back seat. We're going. We went, pulled over, hooked him up. We're good. Let's go. That's
all. That's whenever. It don't matter. We gonna make it do what it do. I got one ready to be connected right now. I just ain't connected you yet. So it's just like. I try to tell people when people ask me about this business and everything, I say, man, if you're on the fence, let me kick you off the fence. And I'm going to tell you why I'm kicking you off the fence. Because if I'm a person that's telling you, and on top of that, it's not just telling you, showing you that this is just not what you call them gimmick commercials, get rich screen quick, the pyramid and all this. This is none of that. This is not no street hustle, but you could take your street hustle mentality and put it into this, and you will see how sweet it is. And if you want to be on the fence, I'm in a wheelchair. I'm going, this one right here, this beautiful lifeline of mine. We going to do, man. We going to do whatever we gonna do, Buffalo, and you know it. So I just always say that, man. I say, man.
I'm looking up the Flipping Girls on Instagram.
I say,
can't
man,
find it.
Please. I say, please give it a chance. Just give it a chance. If you think you might want to do this, go ahead and do it. Just give it a chance. Right. And I tell them, start on eBay. Don't try to jump to Amazon and then you sink soon as you think you're in there, because there's too many whales and sharks over there in piranhas. It's too many. So don't jump right in there. Learn the business, go through eBay, learn the business, do it gradually, and start building yourself up to go ahead. But just try it. That's all I give them.
Hey, we try to keep this show around an hour because we respect people's time. So what we're going to get into now is the show and tell. Now, Dennis, I know, you do kind of dibble and dabble and reselling a little bit, and I don't know how you are with your eBay store or whatever. So if you ain't got nothing to show, that's fine. But right here in this time, what we do is kind of show items that we found at a garage sale or something that we may have in our eBay store for sale. Now, if you're an Amazon seller, by no means, we don't want you to show what you have, because we know people lurk in the shadows, and, we'll try to, make some competition for you. But eBay,
sell it first.
you have some eBay stuff, anything you want to show your eBay store, you can definitely do that at this time.
Yes, sir.
So do we have anybody?
Well,
I didn't.
I got two things.
You sure those
I
are?
ain't, well, I can show them again. I got two things. Blow me up,
We've been
Buffalo.
gone all day.
Blow me up.
All right.
We got some. Oh, the girls might like this. It's got fuzz all over it. They've
Well.
got fuzz. I got some. I went to a barn sale and found some. They even have the oil still in them. Vintage oil cans.
Now,
That one has a name on it, but a sticker. But
yeah, if y'all can see that. That's somebody vintage oil.
seriously,
can.
there's oil still in
I
them.
know, just don't spill them on you. So we telling y'all right now, we going everywhere to try to find something to sell. And like you ladies said, y'all got vintage things and stuff. We looked at that and said, that's vintage. That's something that I seen in a garage when I was younger. But I think I was a little kid, seeing that. So it had to be my granddad or my uncle or somebody else. So Buffalo, that's all we got for show and tell. It was a short night for us for the show and tell side.
All right. Bill Tackett had something to say about you, man. There's no excuse for everybody else if you can do it.
Correct.
That's done in Barbie. I didn't
So,
have anybody done.
Flipping gals, do y'all have anything? If not, I'll go ahead and start.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to show a couple items that I picked up from a garage sale. These are still in the bag. The Space Jam little characters from that movie with Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have several of those still in the bag.
Oh, yeah.
Say again?
LeBron James got Space Jam 2 coming out.
Oh,
So
okay. Cool.
There'll be a seller right there.
Yeah, so the guy had all this stuff. Like I said, I got pretty much all of them in a bag. And also he had these little figures. And,
Yeah, that's the mantras. The mantras.
right. So all of this got the little
Monstars.
Bugs Bunny, all those
Oh, yeah.
characters. So let me show y'all real quick. So this whole box right here, he sold it to me for $6. And it got all these Looney Tune characters. And this item right here, I'm pretty sure everybody know what this is.
Nice.
Coca-Cola.
So I got 3 of those for $12 a piece.
You did that on purpose, didn't
Awesome.
you?
Those
What's
are
that?
cool.
What's
I'm
that,
pretty sure
Tanya?
everybody knows what this. He knows I would want that.
What's that, Tanya?
You didn't hear a comment?
Look, Tanya, what I got.
Yeah. Yeah. Those, and the thing about it is, I mean, look at the condition of it, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
How much you want for
Really
it?
nice.
What do you say now?
How much you want for it?
I ain't hearing too well.
How
We'll
much
talk-
do you want for it?
We'll talk to you behind the scenes.
Hey, man. Hey. I just got it.
Oh. I mean, that's really good. $6 for that whole lot.
Yeah, that whole lot. $6.
That whole lot. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, down here in Georgia, if you go to these little small towns, I mean, people just pretty much, they don't know the value of the stuff. They're just giving it away. You know,
Yeah.
they'd be like, well, just just give me a price, name me a price, and I always start out low.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And, I said $6. He like, okay, that sounds good. And these little guys right here was with it. It was 3 of these little M&M cards. What I'm gonna do is take this and bundle it with something else M&M.
Yeah, you got some more
There
stuff.
you go. Yes,
You
we
got
sold
the one
plenty of
things
Amazon
M&M.
stuff.
You got those one things that are M&M. Don't you? You still got some of those?
Well, all of them sold except for the airplane, the M&M on the
Okay.
airplane. Yeah,
Okay.
but most of those sold in Europe.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, M&M's hot.
Right.
So especially vintage.
Right.
We sold a vintage orange M&M mug. So mugs are still a thing.
Yeah, we sell Ray Dunn mugs all the time. So
Those are still hot.
we did our giveaway last Tuesday, and everybody that won, so we know who all won. McDonald the Millionaire and Lone Star Picker won double up time. So just to let y'all know, y'all stuff has been shipped, and thank y'all, everybody that came and hung out with us on Tuesday. Thank y'all for y'all support. Thank y'all for supporting the Buffalo Picker channel. And I'm going to say, before he said, thank y'all again for coming and hang out with us, because I swear to goodness, it was very insightful to hear different perspective on selling and motivation of selling. And even you, David, your motivation of selling.
Dennis, man.
Dennis, my man, why I'm calling you David? Because I'm thinking of David Collier. My bad, David. You know hustling is in my blood. But yeah, Dennis, my bad, man. I call you Dennis the Menace right now because you menacing with them numbers for real. I'm just gonna say this: your motivational is to make sure your family is cool. So you hustling right there. So it's all frames of different hustles that is out here for us. And like Buffalo always say, it's plenty money out here for everybody. And I'm shutting my mouth now.
Really, really quickly, Michelle went to get us something for show and tell. We want to show it only for this reason.
Okay.
Because it's the third one that we've gotten in about a month. And we sell these ones for over $300 a piece. And so maybe you can find one yourselves.
Actually, the last one we sold was 400.
Was that with shipping or without shipping?
It's with 416 with shipping.
Plus shipping?
But shipping was like less than 20 bucks.
Okay, so here it is. It's a Panasonic DVD VHS player. And it says AccuTune digital tuner. Here's the model number. Model number DMR EZ37 V as in Victor. So we're going to post a picture of that on our Instagram account. We'll do that today so you guys can get a better look at it. But this is the third one we've sold that's really hot. We just found them, sourced locally.
Yeah.
Garage sales, OfferUp,
And
Facebook Marketplace.
And these items are hot right now because everyone's at home. They're all watching VHS tapes. They're all watching their old home videos. So a lot of people are looking into transferring everything to DVD. So these items are really hot right now.
How much did you pay for that?
Sitting up there.
We got one sitting in the garage right now.
For it.
We got one looking. I'm looking at it right now.
I got it about 4 months.
I have 8 of those. I have 8 of those in my garage. I just haven't got around to prepping them to ship to nobody.
Yep.
8 of them. When you start talking about that, I'm over here smiling. I'm like, I got 8 of those in the garage.
Money, just sitting on money.
So matter of fact, on one of my estate sale videos I was talking about, I was at this sale late. People was just walking by it, and I just picked it up for $10.
Yeah, I don't know why people don't pick these up at estate sales. They're money and they move very quickly.
Yeah.
Best believe they're gonna start picking them up.
Hey, man.
Yeah,
This
hopefully.
week,
Good. Yeah, go
I
get it.
guarantee you, this coming week, I will be out there prepping those and listing them.
Yay.
I appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Kudos.
Wow, man. That's good, though. That's good. That's a good find. $300.
Yeah.
How much y'all end up paying for it, though?
This one, $20.
Yeah, that's about right.
That's
Picked up
still,
free stuff too. Sometimes people post a lot of free items, and we've picked them up and sold them for over $100.
Y'all hustling, man. That's good. That's good. That's great.
motivation.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and end this show, but before we do, I want you all to go ahead and plug anything that you want to plug as far as your channel, your store, where people can find you, plug everything. And if you got anything upcoming, make sure you plug that as well so people can, come to support it.
All right. Well, we just want to say thank you so much for having us today, Buffalo Pickers. Great meeting everyone, Glass City Pickers and Dennis. And also thank you, Jennifer and Danny, for, you guys keep posting our information. Thank you guys for that. We do like a daily coffee and questions in the mornings. Like it's usually between 8 and 9 a.m. on our Instagram account. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you.
Right.
So like if people have, topic ideas, we'll feature them, but it's just really informal and very informative. And we just publish like the recording on our Instagram account too. If you guys want to go there and like learn about like what are like the latest eBay, updates or Mercari updates or things like that.
Yeah. I know we didn't talk a lot about other platforms, and Buffalo, you mentioned quite a few times. It's really great to kind of diversify and be on the different platforms. Our IG Live every day has different topics from eBay, how to use Mercari, how do you boost your listing. So we have a lot of content in there that are super helpful if you want to expand your platform.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Definitely going to tune in.
Awesome. Thank you again for having us.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Definitely want to get y'all back, too, because y'all didn't get to tell everything. So. Definitely, down a couple months down the road when y'all, say you're free, definitely want to get y'all back.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We're happy to be back.
Dennis, you got anything to plug?
Yeah, man. So if you want to see me on Instagram, that's Dennis Woodbine Official on the same thing on Twitter, and then on YouTube, you can just search my name, Dennis Woodbine Debt Free. I've kind of taken until the end of this month. COVID has really brought. But I tell people I'm blessed. So I thank God every day because COVID actually brought me more work on the IT side of stuff. So. I'm actually really swamped, and I had to actually scale back because, COVID, I got to keep the kids at home now. So I kind of had to cut that back. But I'll be jumping back on the YouTube channel and the Instagram to give more motivation to people who are just, wanted to make wanted to admit to themselves that they're in debt. So follow me on the YouTube and the Instagram to see the journey. And the journey is live. And again, I'm an open book. I tell everybody everything. And if you need any kind of motivation, hit me up on Instagram and, we'll talk.
Yeah, I like that, man.
Thanks again, man. I do appreciate it. I appreciate you allowing me to tell people about my journey.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. I want you to come back on too, man. People, we normally have about anywhere between 40 to close to 50 some people here. But like I said, we got a lot of shows going on with auctions and stuff like that. So people are like a hit or miss. And I definitely want you to come back and, tell your story and be able to assist some people because, people, some people, they are kind of stay in the shadows with their indebtedness. But, the thing about it is if the information is put out there, they have the option to use it. And we got somebody now, that up and close and personal that they can reach out to for assistance. And that's basically why I wanted you to come here and just kind of, give people the spiel on what you do because a lot of people don't know where they can go get the help,
Yeah. Definitely. And quick thing, I'm glad you brought up that whole thing about being in the shadows and not wanting anybody to know. I've met a lot of people who said the same thing. I just don't want anybody to know about my personal life. And what I try to tell people is, if you come to me, there are many ways you can stay incognito. You can send me an email to my company email, dennis@b3tconsulting.com. And you can use some random email that you have and send me an email there. Or if you want, I do have a Google number and anybody can use their Google account and get their own Google number. And you can just text me anonymously. I won't have your real number or anything, but if you just want somebody to, help you along the way, provide you, again, as you said, with the resources, I'll point you to the direction of where to find good resources to help you with your budgeting, to help you with, tracking your debt and all that stuff. So again, if you want anybody out there, or know anybody out there who wants to get on that journey, but they just don't know how to, and they want to be personal, shoot me an email, dennis@b3tconsulting.com, and stay anonymous, and we can talk via that way.
Yeah, we like I said, man, we definitely gonna get you back on the show. We're gonna get the Flipping Gals when their time is available. We're gonna get them back on the show as well, because I'm pretty sure it's a lot to their journey that they didn't tell tonight, and certain prudent questions wasn't asked in the chat. But what I would like to see happen is the next time you all come back, just tell your stories. Just go more in depth, because sometimes you can put stuff out there and it'll answer people's question without them even having to ask. So with that being said, I want to tell everybody in the chat, thank you for coming out to support the show on a weekly basis. Make sure you go out and like and subscribe these folks' channels, the Flipping Gals, Dennis, all their information been put into the chat. And once you go and like and subscribe, try to share their videos as well to your friends so that we can build up the community. And with that being said, still a nation.
Straight out of the Buckeye State, y'all.